Do you need a reason to fall in love with fall produce this season? Registered dietitian Carolyn O'Neil is back with recipe inspirations just in time for the weekend. I don't need a reason to fall in love with fall, or you for that matter. How are you?
I am fantastic. And you know, I'm so excited to be here today because when it's a new season,
yes,
it's a new reason to get excited about eating healthy and delicious foods.
Yes.
And of course, fall is all about apples. I mean, you see, and we enjoy them all year long. They're America's #1 snack.
Yeah.
But fall is really apple season. And I had the opportunity last week, of course we have apples in Georgia, but I went to the Hudson Valley of New York to do some apple picking at some apple orchards. It's really apple country up there all along the banks of the Hudson River. And these apples make their way to us in Georgia. You know, I say, you know, of course, localize when we can, but recognize the great producers wherever they are.
Yes.
And you've heard of the Honeycrisp, right?
That's my favorite.
Oh my God, that has been a runaway success. These are Honeycrisp. This one here is a different one. It's called a Snapdragon.
Ooh.
And there, again, it says it has a monster crunch to it.
That's what I like, that
And
crunch.
they're grown where I was picking those apples.
Oh, great.
Now, I want to do some different things with fall produce here for Atlanta and Company. And so we all know about apple pie. We all know about applesauce. We all know about apple butter. And certainly enjoying apples as
I like all of those, by the way.
It's kind of like, you know, Forrest Gump. You're like, all the ways to do shrimp. But this, I made some pickled apples. And why don't you try one? Take a little bite. And then, and let me show you a little bit about that.
And
you'll say, and why an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now, apples are a fantastic source of fiber, and actually 2 different kinds of fiber. The fiber that's good for our digestive health, fiber that is good for, you know, for cholesterol, like just like oatmeal. And of course, a great source of potassium and vitamin C. A lot of people don't realize. Not when you cook the apple, the vitamin C will go away. But the pickled apple is something I think when you're doing, let's say, a game day cheese board. This has some shaved ham. Ham, again, as a registered dietitian, very low in fat, and of course great in flavor to pair with a cheese ball. Let's go a little retro here with a cheese ball. Got to do that. And of course some beautiful pecans and walnuts.
Now, Carolyn, I'm not going to, of course, the viewers know I like to snack. Before the show, when I had the pickled apple, it was amazing, but you were like, wait till you have it with the cheese. It's a perfect blend. Yeah. It's delicious.
And the way you do that is, I mean, it literally took me 10 minutes. You just have some brown sugar, some apple cider vinegar, again, apple, and some salt, and I just poured it over the fresh apple.
Yes.
And then put them in the fridge.
Delicious.
All right, we're moving on to another fall favorite, and that is butternut squash. Butternut squash, again, another dietitian's favorite because it's super high. Any of the orange ones, orange vegetables, very high in vitamin A. And again, not too many calories. I mean, they're filling, they have the fiber, they have the potassium again. And what I've done here, I mean, it may be fall, Christine, but it's like 87 degrees out,
I know,
okay?
I know.
So rather than having a hot side dish, which of course we love, of the butternut squash or a butternut squash soup, I am making a fall salad with cold butternut squash, which I cooked and then I grilled a little bit and seasoned, and we're serving that with a maple Dijon vinaigrette. So let me show you how easy this vinaigrette is.
Okay.
Can you remember the number 2?
Yes.
2 tablespoons, and I'll let you whisk while I pour.
Okay.
And 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. Then we have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard.
Perfect.
Again, a little zippity doodah in there.
Yes.
And then back to the apple cider, back to apple cider vinegar. I already had olive oil in there.
Okay.
So that is the way you make it. I already made some up, putting on our salad with baby kale, of course, our butternut squash. We have some cranberries and pumpkin seeds, because again, we're celebrating fall. And look at this gorgeous salad. How easy is that? So if you got a butternut squash sitting on your counter, folks, go ahead and cook it up. And it's an absolutely delicious fall salad.
I like this even for Thanksgiving. For if you are going to mix in some greens, I don't. I go all for the carbs and the protein. But what a great way to do it. The presentation is beautiful. And how long do we cook them for, typically?
Well, I bought them pre-cut, Christine. You know, I mean, these things are so hard to chop into. Put them in the microwave, little tip, to soften it before you cut it so you don't cut your hand. I mean, they're very, very difficult. I bought a pre-cut.
When all else fails.
And steamed them, okay?
And
with a bowl of salt and pepper.
Okay, now what
this
is
that? Another fantastic surprise. This is an acorn squash. You see them. You cut them in rings, and this has the everything spice that you would get on everything bagels.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and again, I love preparing vegetables in a way that's exciting. It's delicious. It adds flavor. And I can tell you, I had this, actually, this recipe, not these, I made these myself, at Miller Union. You know, one of our best restaurants in the country, certainly in Atlanta, starring vegetables all the time at Stephen Satterfield's. And so they had this recipe.
And you were like, I'm going to take it.
So I was inspired. So thank you, Stephen, and thank you, everybody.
And how did you just cut out the middle?
Yeah,
easy enough?
And again, I kind of softened it a little bit first in the micro, sliced it up, and then I baked them on a cookie sheet with a little olive oil and then put the spices on there.
Beautiful.
One more bonus recipe since we got apples on the mind here. This is chicken apple sausage, and this is a fig and balsamic preserve that I made from fresh figs. And again, I'll have all these recipes on the Happy Healthy Kitchen. But to keep us happy and to keep us healthy,
why, thank you.
You know, I love a wine pairing.
Yeah.
I think this is a Pinot Grigio from Italy, and the Mediterranean diet, obviously the way to go. And did you know part of the Mediterranean diet pyramid is a glass of wine?
Yes, you told me that.
The Old Ways folks have that on their Old Ways. If you go to that website, you can see your Mediterranean diet pyramid and show everybody that you are just really eating healthy by having, and Pinot Grigio, I think, pairs beautifully with these fall
with all of the
flavors.
recipes. This is absolutely beautiful. Gets me so excited for all of these great recipes and so much more. Please check her out at thehappyhealthykitchen.com. There you can find all of this great information and get us eating healthy for fall. I want to dive into that salad. Thank you for this.
Doesn't it look so delicious?
I know. And speaking of fall.